Last night on The Bachelorette.
Gentlemen, I'm sorry. If you did not receive a rose, take a moment, say your goodbyes.
I might be the only person on the face of the earth who appreciates how amazing you are and how you are with Spencer. Spence. And in every single thought that you have, and how you say what you mean, and how you almost always mean something that's all about being straight and good. And the fact that I get it makes me feel good about me.
Welcome back to another Bachelorette Breakdown and recap for week 7 of Tayshia's season. And boy, what an episode we got. It had ups, it had downs, it had fear factor dates, real conversations, and two people might just have fallen in love. Aw, I really hope they're happy together. No, this episode was a fantastic one. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you won't believe your eyes. So let's not waste any time. You know the usual rules. Please no posting outright spoilers in the comment section below unless they've been sleuthed out. We left last week with yet another episode ending on a group date instead of a rose ceremony, and on that date it was Noah who won the rose. The man who wasn't meant to be on the date in the first place, wasn't meant to join them for the night portion, and wasn't even a part of Claire's original season, leaving all the other men staring at him in anger like,
"She doesn't even go here!"
But Noah here don't give a frickin' flip about these losers.
Bunch of weens.
As long as he's getting roses, the rest doesn't matter. But before these weens start going off at each other, Chris Harrison enters to let the men know about the latest date. Those who weren't a part of the cage match group date the episode before are going to get an opportunity to write and perform a love song for Tayshia, with the winner getting a one-on-one. So Listen to Your Heart Season 2 begins, and these men's musical abilities are really starting to shine through.
Words that rhyme with house. Mouse. Douse. Groundbound. Found.
What a genius. But alright, I guess Bennett didn't major in music at Harvard, same as spelling and math, but right here, this date, this is finally Kenny, the boy band manager's time to shine.
You put the T in my heart, you put the A in, let's start. Let's put the away and let's spend the day alone.
Okay, I'm starting to see why he manages the band and isn't in it. So rehearsal's over and the men are ready to perform their songs for Tayshia. First up is Zach.
First met you in late July. I caught some feelings I can't deny.
Alright, who told this man that banging on a drum like that was in any way pleasant to listen to?
Hey. What's up?
You take requests?
Sure.
Please stop.
Nonetheless, Zach's drum beat really impressed the other men, especially the boy band manager himself.
Zach goes first. I was impressed. Like, he rhymed the words.
Okay, I'm starting to think it's not that hard to get into Kenny's boy band at all. So Bennett raps, Riley does some sort of poetry, Blake does this.
It took some time to come around. Reel me in, baby, reel me in, time now, baby.
But it's Damar and Ivan who are the standouts for Tayshia with their musical performances.
I was put here to brighten up your day. Grown man, no JPJ. Mama.
Whoa, poor JPJ is just sitting at home enjoying his chicken nuggets, having to be slandered like this in musical form. As for Ivan, he sits Tayshia down right beside him and doesn't bang on a box or pick up an accordion. And that's enough to win Tayshia over and earn the one-on-one for the evening, which is going to be held in Tayshia's room, where the two will be ordering room service, playing The Floor is Lava, having a pillow fight, and enjoying some Twister. Add to that Tayshia ordered some chicken strips for dinner and a giant bowl of ice cream that has no business being that big, and this date is straight out of my 6-year-old self's greatest dream.
2 scoops, sir?
2, make it 3. I'm not driving.
Who am I kidding? That's my current dream date. But with all the fun and games put to the side, Tayshia and Ivan start discussing more personal aspects of their lives. For example, how they're both mixed race, and Ivan talks about what it's like being a black and Filipino man. And as they transition to poolside and continue the discussion on what it was like growing up, things naturally turn to what their families are like and how each of them are older siblings. Which strikes a chord with Ivan, who always wanted to set a good example for his brother, but when he left for college,
he started like really take like a dark turn for the worse, my younger brother, right? He started to get into some things that were just not good for him, you know, drugs, drinking, all that kind of stuff.
As a result, his brother spent 4 years in prison, with a girlfriend and a newborn daughter.
When my niece was born, for like the first 2 years of her life, she couldn't even touch her dad. Like, he's literally through the glass screen.
And Ivan says that watching his brother, seeing the struggle he went through, has taught him not to pass judgment on people, especially when it comes to drug and alcohol addiction. It's taught him to be more understanding, that this can happen to the people you love, care for, and respect. It also taught him to cherish the moment, as now his brother is out and he can watch him play with his daughter. Something not possible for the first 4 years of her life. The conversation continues, and before I get there, I just want to acknowledge that I, as a white man, have not lived the life that Ivan has. So I will do my best to try and capture his words and articulate them appropriately.
Yeah, like I was the only person he would really open up to about the stuff that goes on behind there.
Ivan explains that through those 4 years, his brother only really confided in him with the details of what his prison experience was like, confiding in him those details that he wouldn't tell other family members.
Especially with like George Floyd, and that's like police brutality, and that's something that like really hit home for me. You can only imagine how much wilder it could be in prison.
And Ivan says he bears a lot of guilt about some of the conversation he had with his brother Gabe, because the first question he asked when his brother told him about being hit by officers inside was, "What did you do to deserve it?"
Well, Gabe, like, what did you do? But it doesn't matter. Like, no matter what George Floyd did either way, or what my brother did, these people have a job to do.
And with everything going on in the world right now, it's caused him to check himself and change who he is as a man. And Tayshia says she feels that toll too.
Hearing people yell like Black Lives Matter is just like, it hit me more than I realized, just because those are people like in my backyard that I've been trying to prove for so long that I'm the same as them.
For Ivan, he says he completely understands, as he went to a school where there weren't many black students.
Like randomly walking down next to my campus and being called the N-word like randomly by some people, and it happens all the time.
But Ivan has taken that adversity and turned it into inspiration. And while these conversations can be hard to have, especially with someone you're just meeting, it can also bring you together. Being honest and open and vulnerable is what we're all here for, right? Yes, we enjoy the fantasy of exotic dates and wild romances. Yes, we enjoy the drama, but it's when this show breaks through that, even for a moment, and you see people having real conversations, that's when the show truly shines. And this is a conversation we wouldn't be watching if this show hadn't included more diversity. So, after all is said and done, Tayshia picks up the rose for Ivan, and the two end their night with a smooch, some wine, and some childhood photos. Okay, so wow, what a date. I can't wait to see what the people at The Bachelor follow that up with.
Oh! 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 T! Don't stop!
I don't even know anymore. This show is a roller coaster. So yes, we're on another group date, and this one is being hosted by former Bachelorette Becca and Bachelor in Paradise cast member Sydney. On this date, the guys will be put into groups of 2 and have to complete a series of dares, like drinking a smoothie that contains cow intestines and water scorpions, or get Chris Harrison to autograph your butt, and of course the dare where you have to share your O-face live on TV like Kenny did.
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that. He's got a helmet.
Okay, if a man is saying don't worry about that while you're getting it on, worry about that. Very much worry about that. For the final dare, the men will have to eat a habanero pepper and then propose to Tayshia, with Bennett actually delivering a pretty good job. And as a result, at the night portion of the date, he's getting some primo alone time right off the bat. And it's here where Bennett shares that he was previously engaged. But it was getting back down on one knee that really hit him as a reality check. This is real, and you either have to feel something, or you get out of there. And today, Bennett felt something for Tayshia. Something real.
I never thought this was gonna happen, and I'm so excited for it, so thank you.
Of course.
And as the group date continues and Tayshia sits down with each of the men, it's Zach who she has some questions for.
I like Zach, but he's a little bit in his shell. I need him to open up to why he's a little hesitant.
But Zach explains that all of that is just because he's been nervous. He wants this. He's been craving that all or nothing relationship. He wants that partner to work together with, to get through life with, 'cause life's not always hot tubs and looking up at the stars. And so, Tayshia is relieved and has no more questions for Zach. So, when it comes to that group date rose, it's either Bennett or Zach.
But Zach, tonight meant a lot to me, and I'd love to know if you would accept this rose.
Watch this, Lise. You can actually pinpoint the second when his heart rips in half. And now.
So with that, the group date is over and it's time to hit the rose ceremony. Oh, but before that happens, two men have decided they need to speak with Tayshia and build something stronger before it's time to hand out those roses. It's Ed and Ben, who are both headed for Tayshia's room.
Chris.
Ed,
Oh, those maniacal Bachelor producers have done it again.
come on in, dude. You want a drink?
Oh, sure.
Oh, he's actually staying in for a drink. But while Ed and Chris Harrison gaze fondly into each other's eyes over a nice glass of wine, Ben knocks on the right door.
Hello. Probably the last person you expected to see.
You definitely are.
So Ben is here to apologize and make up for his gaffe at the last group date he was on, where he waited too long to sit down with Tayshia. And Tayshia was disappointed because Ben didn't show that he had initiative or the drive that he wanted to be with her. But Ben has shown up to prove that he does have that drive, and he wants to be there. And Tayshia accepts his apology because 1, she can tell he really means it, and 2, he brought champagne. Meanwhile, Chris Harrison sends Ed on the walk of shame.
I'll find my way back.
That way. Head that
All
way.
right. Thanks, Chris.
All right, brother. Be
Bye.
good. That was weird.
So now it's time for that cocktail party and rose ceremony. And Ben has taken his notes on drive and is the first one to pull Tayshia aside. No sad poems for this guy tonight. We also get a little Brendan scene, which is a great edit for him, as Brendan was not on the group date, nor was he a part of the main storyline of the episode. Yet, here he is, getting romantic screen time. Next is Noah, who gets his alone time with Tayshia, and
I knew I would be getting a lot of heat from the guys.
Uh-oh.
I think that was expected.
yeah, uh-oh. He's talking about the other men. Someone get a suitcase ready, cause this always leads to doom. So Noah starts to stir the pot, and things get really upsetting for Tayshia when Noah says that certain men think Tayshia only gave him that rose to cause drama.
There has been a lot of, rolling eyes, talking, I don't deserve it. She's just doing that kind of for a show to get us going, things like that.
You're joking.
And Tayshia is not having it. She gave Noah the rose because he fought for her that day, and now there are men questioning her integrity? Nuh-uh.
You could...
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, that's not a good entrance, guys. So Tayshia says she's not happy that some men are questioning her decision-making or saying that she's giving out roses to start drama in the house. So be clear, she's here to be herself, a grown woman, looking for a relationship. Anyone who doesn't believe that, she'll gladly walk them out. And with that, she immediately cancels the cocktail party to go straight into a rose ceremony, leaving the rest of the men befumbled. What just happened? Why is Tayshia so upset?
Who was in the last conversation that something happened?
Me.
Look at that villainous little me. Like this guy just poisoned their night and he wants them all to know it was him.
Tell Sassy. I wanted to know it was me.
So the house goes wild, everyone turns on Noah, and now the men are upset because some of them haven't been able to speak to Tayshia at all before the cocktail party was cancelled. Especially Bennett.
I was robbed of time with her this evening, and I'm here for love, not for breastfeeding Noah.
Sometimes I just wonder what it's like in Bennett's head. Where does he come up with this stuff? So, it's rose ceremony time. And with Noah already given a rose, this one really comes down to who's going to go home of all the guys in the no screen time gang. And well, the intro already kinda spoiled it, so here you go.
Ed?
Ed somehow stays, and Joe, so underrated, goes home. Along with Jordan, Wolverine, and Kenny. And I wish I could have shown more of Joe in these recaps, but I can't recap what doesn't air. So go follow Joe on Instagram. He's done stuff like posts about his roast jokes that never made it to the final edit, and those were really fun. And if you want him for Paradise, we have a lot of time till then, so be vocal about him now. And with that, the episode ends. Finally, with a rose ceremony and Ed getting his rose. Finally proving one thing once and for all, seducing Chris Harrison at 2 in the morning really pays off. So that's it for this video recapping week 7 of The Bachelorette. I hope you enjoyed it, and be sure to like the video and subscribe, as there's a lot of preview footage to cover in the next few days, including another season preview with Matt James. So, until next time, Bachelor Fantake, out.
You put the T in my heart, you put the A in, let's start. Let's put the away and let's spend the day alone.